All right. Welcome, everybody. We are live. We of the 2022 Inner Circle Mastermind, a few of us, not everybody is here because of scheduling reasons, but it's good because to this week's show, and you have heard them a couple times this year, this week's show is reconnecting with our unseen support, and you get to hear from all of them. And this week, we are, as a collective, gifting as a celebration of our year together and the businesses that have been established and the products that have been created and the point of views that have been had and the revelations and the directions that everybody's going in. We wanted to celebrate that this week and this week only with a giveaway. I don't really do giveaways in other people's areas, but I thought it was a really great idea to gift the community that supports all of us and that you're all a part of. Some samples, if you will, things that they would normally have to pay for, but are now free. And you can go to jjflazanes.com/support in order to get all of those gifts and tools. And so here with us, we're going to talk about who's here and what they're offering. And I'll put that back up on the screen later. So first, let's start with, I'll go in the order in which you arrived. So Dana, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. And in fact, let me bring Wendy in real quick and then go ahead and throw that slide back up there. I feel like that my background is a little too busy for that. So let's pull that back down. Yeah, it's still kind of busy, huh? Let's see. How can I switch the way we are? Let's see. Someone else. So Dana, tell everybody a little bit about you and what you're doing in the world.
Okay, well, a little bit about me. So I have over 30 years of business experience overall in a vast array of different industries: technology, manufacturing, aeronautics, construction, insurance, staffing. And with that, my experience ranges from finance and accounting, credit collection, sales and marketing, project management, business management. And so what I'm doing bookkeeping. And my niche is that I'm focusing on women. Through the years, I have worked in predominantly male industries and worked for men, primarily. Even though it was job well done, I really felt, good about my job. It wasn't filling me up soul wise. It didn't really hit, it didn't warm my soul, so to speak. And so through the years, though, I have worked with women specifically, and for some reason that just really resonated with me and made me feel different than, I had in other realms. So I finally came to the forefront of my mind, and I decided to act on that further. So with bookkeeping, I'm really, wanting to help women in businesses, women-owned businesses, small businesses. And, the idea there is to keep more of what we earn. We work hard for our money, so, why not keep more of it? And I'm just really, looking to further build my network with like-minded women, energetically positive women, work together. And like I said, keep more of their hard money earned. That's it.
Excellent. Awesome.
Thank
well,
you.
I'm wanting to see. Okay. I'm wanting to see as I play around with, there we go. Let's go back to my banner. Stay with me. This is what happens on a live. You just play with all your stuff. So thank you, Dana. And so if you are either a business owner or, well, definitely a business owner, I think Dana's skills, she could help anybody, but I think, focusing on business owners and women business owners is definitely a niche, and one that women want to feel supported and nurtured in their numbers and in their business. So I love that. And Dana is giving away a session with her, and to meet with her and to spend some time with her and to review your situation and what she might recommend and if you're a good fit, and to look at and give you her advice, her very experienced over 30 years in business advice. So if you're interested, go to jjflazanes.com/support so you can sign up to have a conversation with Dana. And again, this is valued at $250, so it's free this week, and I'd encourage you all to get it right now. And even if you don't need it right now, but you think you'll need it in like 30 days, it's worth going and signing up and getting it now so that you can have it. And you can even just say to her, hey, I'm not ready to take this yet. Can we book it for December, or can we book it for January? And I'm sure that would be fine. So thank you, Dana. I think Stephanie was next. Yeah. So Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Dillon, and I am a 3-time breast cancer survivor. And I would just I would really like to share my experiences with others and help them on their journey, healing journey. I have 32 years experience in healthcare industry, and I'm currently working as a school nurse. That brings me a lot of joy. I love what I do. And I just am very passionate about my journey that I've been through. And I just have a really deep desire to help others. So.
Can't hear you, JJ.
Thanks, Wendy.
You're welcome.
I put it on mute just so that I wouldn't disturb anybody. So Stephanie can help anybody, but she wants to help people specifically with the cancer situation, cancer diagnosis multiple times, or even just support with families. She's got a download that's top 10 cancer resources, and again, a session with her. So if you want to chat with her, pick her brain, ask for advice, ask for specific advice, ask for direction, this would be the time to, again, go to jjfilzanes.com/support so you can sign up and get a session with Stephanie and download her top 10 resources, because she has a lot of knowledge and experience in this area. I want to give a shout out to Shauna, who's watching live. So yay, Shauna.
Hey, Shauna.
So thank you, Stephanie. All right, let's go. And I keep moving back and forth because I want you guys to get, front and center. And the way the layout is here, there's more of the background than there is of us. So I'm just going to kind of keep pulling people into the solo spot. So let's go with Patti. Welcome, Patti. Patti,
we can't hear you, Patti.
Are you on mute, Patti? No. Let's test your audio, Patti.
Don't think so.
There you go. We can hear you now. All right. So Patti, so tell everybody about what you're doing.
I think it was coming unplugged.
Okay. It's good now.
Sorry. Okay, so I am, I just went through JJ's Empowerment Strategist program, and I'm looking to help some people with their body image. I think that I spent a lot of time when my kids were younger missing out on things because I didn't feel good about myself, whether it was taking too long to get ready or not wanting to be in pictures, or so many of those things that I just, not wanting to go to the beach because I didn't want to wear a bathing suit. And I've gotten to the point where I don't do that anymore. And I wish I could help someone from doing it earlier, like maybe hit someone younger so they don't miss out on a bunch in life, and appreciate the bodies that we have and how amazing they are, and keep them healthy.
Talk about your download.
My download is some things to kickstart. Like I can't even think of the title right now because I'm stressed out from getting here. But I just want to kickstart some healthy habits, and really some things that I didn't do for many years that I'm doing now that really help out feeling good about yourself, feeling healthy, and presenting yourself in a better way, and taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Patti is offering a download of different, like she's talking about some different resources that are very helpful to her, that have helped her, and also offering a session to help people with their body confidence. So, there's a difference between like when you're a trainer and you're dealing with like the weight loss and fitness, or when you're dealing with just the emotional piece, but then we like put those two together and we're looking at body confidence. So Patti's specializing in body confidence. And if you have body confidence issues, then definitely sign up at jjflizanes.com/support. Get your session with Patti and her download, because we do really want to feel good at every stage, no matter where we are. I mean, this whole community, if you're watching on YouTube and you're not a part of my community, then you may not understand what I'm referencing. But I'll tell you that everyone who listens to the podcast and has been for a while understands that we value the whole person. And while people might want to make more money or look better, we don't do it in exchange for happiness, or we don't prostitute ourselves to get some kind of external validation to make us feel good. The goal is always to come from within and to love yourself first, and the relationship with yourself first. So if that's of interest to you, please make sure to get Patti's download and sign up to get a free session with her, which is normally $250. So you want to make sure that's only this week. jjflizanes.com/support. Hey, Megan. So Megan said that's a beautiful gift, Patti. And wanted to give a shout out to Megan. And then Wendy, you came on next. So Wendy, tell us about your gift and what you're doing.
My gift is a download to, oops, maybe that's my sound, so I'll lower it just a tad. 5 signs that you are unhappy. It's just a reflective document to identify if you are unhappy. And then there's some recommendations in there, suggestions as to how to. But I have been divorced. I have been unhappy. I have gone through a lot in my life, and I feel and believe that I have a lot to share. And there's just so many experiences that I believe that I have gone through, that I do believe that there is an opportunity to share some information and tips and tricks. And I also did take JJ's Empowerment Strategist course as well. And I did also embark on another program for coaching. So I have a plethora of tools that can help you along your way to find happiness, to be happy now, to, put yourself first, self-care, and, how to meditate and so much more. So.
Awesome. Okay, great. Thank you, Wendy. And again, Wendy is also this week only, giving away a free session with her along with her download to do your quiz. Do you know how to be happy? It's 5 questions. And if you answer, 5 out of 5 no or yes for the questions, then, you'll be able to see very quickly where you need help. And she's put it into categories based on your score to see how much help you might need. But all of them come with a session that you could problem solve with her and figure out if one of the things the reasons why that Wendy's focusing on this is because she's gone through, everyone here has gone through what it is we teach, right? Everyone has had the experience of having results and struggling with something, struggling with body confidence, struggling with health, struggling with healing, with disease, with feeling purposeful, for wanting to help people, for wanting to contribute, for making a difference in the world, for wanting to be happy, for trying to figure out why I don't want to wait. And Wendy's, it was sort of like the question that you ask yourself. If you're somebody who says, when's it my turn to be happy? You better get this download. All right. Because if you're waiting for your happiness, you don't understand how that's not, first of all, going to work, because you take you with you, by the way. And the tools that you can use now to just turn that around, you're delaying and preventing happiness for no reason. So again, jjflizanes.com/support to get Wendy's gift and to get that quiz and that download to see where you score. And if you're somebody who could use some help, could use some support. And again, we all could use some help and support. There's no shame in that, right? There's no shame in needing help and support. So I want to go back around and I want to ask you all, and again, we can also be free flowing in this. You guys, if you have something you want to say or you have a question, you can ask. And if anybody who's watching has a question, Megan and Shauna, I know you guys are here. You're welcome to ask any questions. Things that weren't included on your giveaway. Oh, and there's my giveaways. Okay, sorry, totally forgot about my giveaway. For a limited time only, I realized that in the community, so I have the podcast, and some of you listen to the podcast, and I have people who have raised their hand to say, I want more. And the minimum amount of more, the least expensive, most comprehensive more, is to come into the Empower You membership. And Shauna and Megan are in there, and everybody in here is in there. Everybody in here started there, actually, and people that are watching also started there. And I talk a lot about Rampage Appreciation, and we do them in our Empower You group calls. We've done them in our Empowerment Strategists. We've done them in the Inner Circle Mastermind. But I realized that I haven't really necessarily explained it on the show. And I haven't done a whole, I've talked about it, but I haven't shown people how to do it or really walk them through it. And at the live events, at least the last two manifestation boot camps, I did. And so for this week only, you can get access to that class, to the class where you get to see the different ways you can use Rampage Appreciation. You get to hear and experience examples of how to use this very free tool. I mean, it's free to you. And you're going to get a piece of the course that I did last year that isn't free, but you can get that now, all right, to learn and to really understand how to increase your vibration and frequency every day to manifest more of whatever you want, more health, more joy, more love, more money. So that is a gift that is not for free, and it will be removed after a week. So if you want that, and if you get it, you will have access to it forever. So even if you don't want to use it right now, you can just sign up for it and then you get access to it. But the access will be closed on September 20th. That's jjfilzames.com/support. Okay. Now, first of all, do you guys have any questions for each other? Anything that has come up, something that's inspired you, something that, we all know what everybody here is working towards and how you want to serve in the world and what your business is. Is there anything, whether it be business related or your specialty related aside, what kind of wisdom would you give people out there about, what do you want them to know? If you had to pick one thing that you wanted to share with people that you think is important for their growth, for their healing, for their learning. How many of you, did everybody listen to the show already from this week?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody hear the episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Dana. So what I guess I'm going to reiterate what I said on the show, because I really feel strongly about it, is the support, the seen support and the unseen support, and being in a group with like-minded people. I've never been in a group before, pretty much as an adult. I've gone to networking events and things, but that's more so for the moment, opposed to actually being involved or, entrenched, as I feel like we've been in a good way, with like-minded people energetically, and that have the same goals, maybe not exactly the same, but, we're all looking to, to go up, to be better people, and, just do better in life, and, start businesses or continue businesses, grow businesses, scale. And it's just been a wonderful experience being in the Inner Circle Mastermind group, starting with the boot camp last year, and then, just didn't get enough and knew I needed more. And this is really out of my comfort zone. I like to kind of be by myself, and I'm more of a quiet person. And speaking like this before this group, oh my gosh. Well, if anybody remembers me in the boot camp, all I could do was pretty much cry, right? And I couldn't even speak. And now I think I've just come so far in processing a lot of feelings and being able to get past that. And just, I try hard to remind myself to look back and see how far I've come and be proud of that. And that's a practice that I try to keep in mind all the time, because this isn't my normal. This isn't me. I'm like I said, I'm not in front of people person. So for anybody who's interested in a like-minded, tribe or community, I highly recommend going further than just the Empower You or we can do live, looking to further your growth, this is where it is, 100%.
Mhm.
Sorry for being winded.
It's okay. No, thanks, Dana. And okay, so I'm going to go back to when you joined Empower You. You would never come on video. I think I met you. I think you came on a
No.
flash one time. You were like, you flashed. And then I know you bought your ticket for the manifestation boot camp. And I was like, oh, she bought her ticket. And I'm like, I have no idea what she looks like. Cause she's like, come on one time for like a woof. And you came on and you're like, hello. And then you're like, goodbye. And right. And yes, you pretty much just cried the whole time at the boot camp. And even when you handed me the paper to start coaching, you were like, and you just left. You're like, here, and I'm gonna go. And I'm like, do you want to tell me?
My emotions.
Like, no, I'll talk to you later. And there were specific reasons why that you did that. And yeah, I mean, your growth has been amazing. And I think what that made me think of for those that are watching and in the future, those that are listening, this will, I'm gonna post this in the Empower You podcast, is that people think everybody here like that this is easy for them. It is easy. It's easy for me because I've been doing this, and I don't say easy, but I mean, there are times that it's not easy. I step out of my comfort zone all the time, but I have triple or 4 fires. So, I mean, I'm an action taker and whatever, that's what I do. But it doesn't mean it's not uncomfortable. I just feel the fear and do it anyway. Right. It's not a question of am I uncomfortable? That doesn't matter. What do I want on the other side of that? But the average person gets triggered and upper limited all the time. And if you heard the show, you heard that like half these people weren't even going to come to our last retreat, right? Like it's like the upper limits are. So why don't we talk about that for a second? Because in order for you guys all to get to this place, you had to overcome a bunch of limits, a bunch of being out of your comfort zone. So Dana, I'm gonna let you think about your answer for that since you just went. I'm gonna bring Stephanie back up, unless you guys want to raise your hands. Like, who's ready to talk about overcoming an upper limit or getting out of your comfort zone? Because every single person here was out of their comfort zone doing at least one thing this year, if not 10 things this year. Speaking on a podcast, being on a video, standing in front of a professional video camera, putting themselves out there for podcasts, other people's podcasts, creating a document, creating a website, right? All of it has been new and it's stretched you. So who wants to speak to that a little bit in terms of, again, thinking that the other person on the other side hearing this might have been you last year and where you are now and what advice you might have for how to think about it differently or what made you do it or what keeps you doing it? Who wants to address that? Stephanie.
Yeah. I definitely have come a long way, and because we're almost coming upon a year in this October, because last October I attended your event and I was not even wanting to speak when the microphone came to me. So that was it was hard even getting me out there to your event. We had to really jump through some hoops to get me on that plane and get me out there. But once I got there and I was with other people and started to see that I'm not alone, and we started sharing, I slowly, that really broke me open. And that's when I, became very vulnerable and that's tough. It's tough to be vulnerable. That's not an easy thing to overcome. But you can do it. You just have to push through and just realize that, you're not the only one and that there's others out there that are feeling just like you are. And once you start sharing your story and your experiences, and everybody's the same. And sometimes you feel like you're gonna die doing something, but you just gotta feel the feeling and push right through. And I have just done a lot of things that I have never done before. Just like you mentioned, I mean, being on a podcast, starting my own business, starting, a website. And so I'm doing a lot of new things, and it's exciting. And at the same time, I'm able to share my passion and my desire to help others through, the same. My desires to help somebody else along the healing journey, whether they're going through cancer or have been through cancer. I've been through it 3 times. I've done standard of care twice, and the 3rd time I knew that I wanted something more. So I have really been doing more alternative complementary therapies, and I want to share that. I want to share that with others and help them along their way.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephanie.
Mhm.
And I'm glad you brought up, well, you were talking about being vulnerable. And so Shauna and Megan are here. And of course, they both were they're Empower You. They were at the event last year. And Megan's in my current 3-month beta course. And I have to say, of all the past groups, I mean, minus the first one where a lot of people did know each other, but there were a few that didn't. I mean, man, we just dove in this week of like super open, vulnerable. It's been beautiful. And I remember, Stephanie, your energy, and we did another podcast where we really kind of talked about this. But here's my message to all of you who are listening or watching. Even though you have this emotional, like it's so overwhelming, and you think you're not being rational because you're emotional, which is fine. But literally you're acting as if you're going to die.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to tell you that you're not going to die today. All right. So at every step, when you get this, like, oh my God, I can't do it. Oh my God, I can't do it.
Mhm.
Okay. Take a deep breath. You're not going to die today. This being emotional, crying will not kill you. I promise. Crying, screaming, getting upset. Right. Right. We played with so many different topics of what to call this week's show. And I'm looking at the paper that I was writing on, and some of the like forgotten support, flow, intuition, alignment, not isolating, right?
Mhm.
And not withdrawing and not hiding. So if you hide and you withdraw which at least some of you do that.
Mhm.
But that's why having a group of people who can say, hey, come on, step up. Nope,
Yep.
nope, you're not allowed to quit. You're not allowed to quit. You're not allowed to do your pattern, right? Is what makes the difference of whether you move forward or you stay still and you stay in the same place. So, it took a lot of effort. It took a lot of threatening and pushing and yelling at Stephanie. I'm kidding. It took a lot. It took a lot of come to Jesus. Yeah, Megan just said I'd be dead 1 million times over if crying killed. Well, but Megan, you're comfortable in crying. There are people who aren't comfortable in emotion, and we hope to. And that's why I think that's one of the biggest things that cause you to stop doing anything. It's why you don't get to your goal. That's why you don't start the business or heal your body or fix your relationship or attract a partner, right? It's all that resistance. So Stephanie, I appreciate you sharing. And then raise your hand, everybody, if at some point in the last year you've upper limited.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes. Upper
Absolutely.
limited. That's everybody. All right. So if you're in the back saying, oh, but I don't feel like it. Oh, but it scares me. Tough shit. Okay. So it scares you.
Mhm.
Guess what? Are you you're going to only move forward when you're uncomfortable enough that the fear you have about the unknown pushes your ass forward. So, okay. So anyone else who wants to share anything about an upper limit or a roadblock or Patti?
So I was really just thinking today. I had a friend who reached out and said she wanted to listen to the podcast, and when I responded, and if she's listening now, I love you. You know who you are. But she said, I'm envious of your family, and your adventures, or something like that. And I really thought, well, why not? Why not do it? Like if you're sitting around envying something that someone else is doing, what's your reason for not doing it? And I would encourage anyone to reach out to me to help with that, because we did this through terrible time, really. We're building a house. That's why it's echoey maybe and stark in here, because we're just finishing. But it's kind of like having a baby. You're not going to wait for the right time and it's going to happen. Your life's going to pass you by. So jump in and make those changes, do those things to make your life better, more fun, and just exactly what you want it to be.
Thanks, Patti. Hold on, I'm trying to get you out of the.
That was beautifully said, Patti.
Yeah,
Really.
Timing
Thank you.
could not have been worse for you. Right? Timing could not. We all thought your house was going to be built a lot sooner, right? Timing couldn't have been worse.
Yeah.
So nobody has an excuse. Patti didn't have a house. She was living in a trailer. Her and her husband, who are both in it, the mastermind, were building a house. So I don't care what your damn excuse is. You know, it's not. You don't have an. It's when is your life now, or are you just going to keep putting off your life? Do you do something like Patti said? If you have to make the decision, and it's not for some people. It's for everybody. It's if you want to participate in it or not. Right. And it's something I shared. In fact, I'm going to share it again. Those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, it's really the only platform I enjoy. So, I mean, yes, I'm here on Facebook right now, but I don't do Facebook as much. But it's the Marianne Williamson poem. And I want to share it real quick because it speaks to what Patti just said, right? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
That's really good.
I think I saw that when I first started my business, and it was my permission to keep shining, to keep stepping out. I didn't know anybody doing what I was doing. I didn't know anybody talking about things that I was doing besides, let's say, Abraham, right? But I mean, like in the way that I was doing it and in a podcast, and I didn't have the support, didn't have the community to do it. I had people who looked at me like I was crazy and had 3 heads. You're nuts. I don't know what you're talking about. So you have to decide that what you have to share is worthy and that you are worthy, and you are. But it's this whole like, oh, I have to be quiet. I can't step out. But if you knew how many of you, and again, this is not an ego trip. I'm like literally asking you this. How many of you, because I put myself out there, feel inspired that you can do the same? I mean, I wouldn't think you wouldn't be here someone's got to do it, right? And I'm doing it for people, and Patti, your friend, you're doing it for you, and everybody here. When your people see you step out more and more, they go, oh my God, well, if she's doing it, well, what am I doing? Why can't I do that too? I want to do that too. You will inspire others just by your actions and who you are being, right? So, Patti, that was beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else want to share about an upper limit?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, Wendy.
Technology is my upper limit. I'm so used to one program, and when I don't, I really have to, I get such anxiety when I have to learn a new program that it's incredible that I need to bring it down a level. And then once I bring my anxiety down, and it's just like, okay, Wendy, just sit, relax, just take step by step by step. And that is in anything in life. It's instead of having feeling nervous, make it exciting so that you are actually taking a step, doing something, and you're learning something rather than having anxiety that you have to do something and get an end result right away. You can learn something, learn how to do it, and learn to get it done in a timely manner rather than getting that whole anxiety, that nervousness that doesn't need to be there. It's just coming down to a lower level, just breathing, step by step, one step at a time, and get the thing done. And that's the same thing, like you were mentioning, stepping out and feeling comfortable speaking. That was my biggest fear. I've listened to JJ since 2018, jumped into her Empower You, and has been with her since, joined many programs, and everything that she was saying was everything that I've learned throughout my whole life. Everything. But I wasn't putting it in practice. So I started putting it in practice through and learning more about her tools and, law of attraction. I knew all about it, but was I practicing it? No. Learned about Rampage of Appreciation. I mean, yes, we all go through hard times. And it's just a matter of, that upper limit can truly block you, but it also can open doors if you just calm down and, breathe it out. I manifested, a job, which was phenomenal, and it is phenomenal. So, and my business is a side business, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, technology can be an upper limit for a lot of people. But it's like you're learning a new skill. And when you learn a new skill, you're going to be uncomfortable. That's the whole point. So why are we at this stage in life that people think, well, if it's not easy, I shouldn't do it? Okay. So let that stop you from, if you're slightly uncomfortable. Although the people that say that, I think, live with anxiety and depression and dissatisfaction about their life in general. So which one's hard? Living with this constant dissatisfaction of your life, or learning something, or asking for help, or hiring somebody to do it for you? You always have choice, and you always have choice to make it easier, but there's always a learning curve. And once you get over that learning curve, it actually increases your confidence level. You go, oh my God, I could do that. Oh my God, I could do that. And at every stage you grow a little bit more and go, look what I could do. And you also get clear about what you shouldn't be doing. I am very clear I should not be doing my books. I am very clear that there are certain things that I'm not good at building a website. By the way, my new website's up. I'm good at building landing pages and sales pages, but not at WordPress. I'm not good at WordPress, and I don't even want to learn it. So this is where you ask for help, and this is where having some support is important. So it's all hard, but seems to be getting easier. Thanks, Megan. Yeah, well, there's a consciousness around that. It's the stories that we tell ourselves. It's the elevation at which we think, again, we're going to die. I'm going to die if this doesn't get done. And it's like, no, you're not. You'll be fine. And it's pulling it back. So, yeah, thank you, Wendy. Dana, did you want to speak to anything upper limit? She might be frozen.
Frozen, yeah.
Okay. So let me put up the banner again, and to remind you all that are you back, Dana? That we are giving away over $2,000 worth. It's like closer to $3,000 actually, dollars worth of tools and support. We've got even people that aren't here right now whose stuff is included in this. So again, go to jjflazanes.com/support. Even if you don't want to use it right now, you want to get in touch with and utilize these tools, because after next week, they're no longer free. So September 20th is the deadline. And yeah, and like I said earlier, I've got a giveaway also in that. So is there anything else anybody wants to share, whether it be about what it is you do, or again, these upper limits? I just think that the conversation that we had on the podcast and that we had surrounding the podcast and through the whole weekend that you guys were here is just really important for people to, so Megan said Mercury in retrograde. It was. I ordered dresses today, and it's like you connect it to PayPal and it didn't work. Like I tried 6 times. I restarted my computer, and it finally, like hours later, it went through. But I was like, there was no reason. There's nothing I did differently, but the PayPal button wouldn't work. It wouldn't catch. So we're in Mercury retrograde right now. So forgive us, everybody. But anything anyone else has to share about, the whole like isolating and then stepping out and taking that risk and living your life? Wendy? Yeah.
I can also say when it came to the boot camp last year, it was super difficult for me. And the noises in my head was, what are you doing here? The chatter was just so negative and so heavy that I had to take myself out and go for a walk and then come back in. But even I was outside a lot. We were walking a lot. I was quiet a lot. And it really took me out of my comfort zone. And, with all the COVID, I was already isolated, and I was isolated from work as well. So there was no communication there. And then I come to the boot camp, and I'm like submersed with so many people that I haven't been around that many people in over a year, that it was super, super difficult for me. That negative chatter, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. What are you thinking about? And and I'm super quiet, didn't want to sound stupid, and it was just incredible, that negative chatter that was going on in my head. And it shifted when, of course, I got into the mastermind, and also the empowerment strategist, where I felt empowered to actually speak up, to actually speak my mind, think before I speak. And even if I was corrected, I might have felt, oh, I'm being corrected, I'm being reprimanded, but no, you're being coached. So it's a huge shift for me, like huge, huge, huge shift. And I'm forever grateful for having done that, because my upper limit was speaking up and not having a voice. And with this whole coaching program that I've been through, I've just feel so way more confident than I ever have before.
Specifically that. Am I frozen?
You are.
Can you hear me?
We can now. Can you hear us, Dana? That was on super delay. Well, Mercury retrograde is just having a good time with us tonight. Wendy, thank you for that. Thank you for that share. As Megan said in the chat, she would never have guessed you were uncomfortable. And Megan said, you, Krista, and Libby seem like big rock stars to me at the boot camp. Yeah, so she's in the chat if you guys are looking at the chat. Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dana, do we have you yet? All right, we're just going to celebrate Mercury retrograde. So thank God that's going to be over in I forget how much time. But we're doing the best that we can in this. So with that, let's Stephanie. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, we all are on this human journey, and that we all have wants and desires and dreams. And I just say, the time to do it is now. You need to step out of your comfort zone. You need to find a like-minded community and do what you want to do, what you're passionate about, what you're, live your dreams. Because, life is going to pass by, and it will pass by very quickly. And that, just like what Wendy said, if you're unhappy, you need to uncover that and figure it out, and figure out what you want to do, what your desires are, and make it happen. Reach out. That's the biggest thing to do is to reach out to somebody and share with somebody, because once you start that conversation, you're going to find out that others have the same struggles. And so that's what it takes. It takes using your voice and reaching out.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephanie. We lost Dana. She might try to come back in, but if she doesn't, we will, again, you can get her gift at jjfilsains.com/support. Everybody, make sure, again, you have until the 20th of September, which is next week. We are on the 14th of September right now, for those of you listening or watching this in replay. And while we can all fit in the same box, anybody have anything else? Anything else, Patti?
I don't really have anything else. I just, the support, like any of these people that you would work with, are super supportive. And I can vouch for that, because they've all been there for me and for Ned. And it's been a really great group, and there's a lot of great things that are being offered. So I hope people will take advantage of that. and really step out of their comfort zone a little.
Agreed. Wendy, you're muted.
I will
You
also
have a
say,
little static. You have a little static. Can you just jiggle your mic, your connection right there, or your cord?
I'm not sure. Do you still have the static?
Yeah, it's still there.
Static?
No.
Gone.
Okay, so it's my headphones. All right. So what I was going to say was having a small community, or having this community, and you're with them a lot. It's truly an amazing experience because I've learned so much from every single person in this group. And I've come to appreciate everybody and everybody's feedback and everybody's just energy when you do get all together. It's absolutely amazing. And that's the same thing with the Awaken You that's coming around, Awaken Your Dream Life. It's that whole community. When you get into a room with all the people, it's absolutely amazing. So it's truly, I find it truly empowering on so many different levels. So just wanted to share that part too.
Megan, if she's still here, Megan inspired me today in the group, in the 3-month beta group, for my next solo show. And that will be the 27th of September. And it's going to be, do you know how to hold the space? And which I'm excited about because I've been sitting with what to talk about. And I have a couple different, I was thinking investing versus spending. Gaia's coming on next week for the financial planning with an abundance mindset. And, and what people don't realize is they think about spending money versus investing money. And you've all invested money. I mean, I know you know this, and I know you feel this. I mean, so I'm not need to ask, but when you're clear about how that you invest into you, the reward is so much more and deeper than monetary. It leads to monetary, absolutely. But when you go the opposite direction and you just go spend investing into money, there isn't necessarily what's underneath it. You're welcome, Megan, that you're able to inspire me and get me clear. You're all my muse. I get it's really, I feed off of what people need and where they are and what do you need? And what's going to be really cool and fun for me and everybody else too, is to see, the transition of everybody from last year until this year. Wendy, it's going to be really, I hope that you will speak to at the event, that you'll speak to how you felt last year versus how you're going to feel this year, right? And the difference of that and what you think contributed to that. And same thing for everybody else, Stephanie, Patti. Everyone's going to get up and talk at the event about your experience, or, your how you've grown, or what you think has changed, or, it'll be one of those kind of panels. But so specifically thinking of you, Wendy, when you said you were so uncomfortable, nobody knew that. You didn't share that, and you're sharing it almost a year later. And we're like, what? And for you to have the before and after picture of, right. And same thing.
Absolutely.
Patti's transformation on podcasts, on videos, right from the first time she was ever handed the microphone, and was like, and and now it's just comes naturally, and she is flowing with it. And Stephanie too. So everybody's grown, and Dana, we missed Dana. She got kicked out. I don't know if it was probably the internet. So Dana too. I think that's the growth part is what's exciting for me, is to see it work and to see how you're different in your lives. So for those of you that don't know me, maybe you're watching this on YouTube, my motto is healing is when you are different in the same situation. And the only way you're going to know that is when you test it out and you show up and you feel and you react differently in the same situation. Then you get to benchmark your growth and know that you're more confident, you're more secure, you have deeper trust, you have less anxiety, you feel happier, you're more comfortable, whatever it is for you. But healing is when you're different in the same situation, not avoiding things.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate, and I'm looking forward to, and hopefully all of you that are watching, they're coming to Awaken Your Dream Life. And if you don't have your ticket yet, I've got a special offer this week only on this campaign. So go to jjflazanes.com/support to get that special offer, to get your butt to Awaken Your Dream Life. It will be transformative. I think everyone has spoken to that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even if you don't do anything past that, even just come to the event, just come to the event. You do nothing else after that. It will change you. I promise you.
Mhm.
So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you coming on to share. Please, everybody, don't miss this opportunity to work with all of them and to get their resources that have helped them and to make sure to utilize their gifts and unique talents to help better your life. jjflazanes.com/support. We've got Michelle and Ned and Gaia who are not here with us today, and Dana who was here with us. Their stuff is there also. Please make sure to get it. Thank you, ladies, for coming on and sharing your gifts with the world. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Love to all of you.
Love you.
Thank you,
We
JJ.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Love you guys.